The world and the financial economy are once again on the brink, and people are increasingly asking, where is the money going? How can you preserve your savings and even more so, grow them? Let's break it down, choosing the winner. I believe this comment is the winner and will receive 50 USDT from us. You can also leave your comments under this video. I think it's no longer a secret to anyone that the world is going digital, and this transition has already begun. We can see this clearly. It all started back in the days of mobile phones, cards, moving away from fiat. And now this is going even further and much broader. And of course, it's moving into the cryptocurrency market. The financial system we've known for about 50 years is, to put it mildly, starting to fall apart at the seams. And the world is rapidly changing, moving toward the digital economy. As the economy transitions, of course, the old world will gradually fade away, while the new one comes to life. This is how the economy will shift, and it is precisely at this moment that a crisis will occur. A crisis is simply when capital moves from one market to another. So there's no need to fear a crisis. It's just a transitional moment when money shifts to different places. Some people profit from this while others react too late and of course lose out. That's why, as we all know from the Chinese, there's that well-known phrase about the character meaning crisis equals opportunity. In other words, for some it's a misfortune, while for others it's an opportunity. Today, the cryptocurrency market is worth about $3.5 trillion. Compared to the stock market and the real estate market, that's just a drop in the ocean, because the real estate market alone is worth trillions of dollars. Just imagine the real estate market. If you haven't studied this information, you should know that I've been in the crypto market for 9 years now. And gradually investors, especially the largest ones who work with us, are coming specifically from the real estate sector. Some of them are involved in buying and selling apartments in small batches, while others are major developers of huge complexes and high-rise buildings. That's why real estate is gradually starting to move into this space as well. So what will happen when it becomes clear to all of us where the economy is heading? It's moving toward crypto. This is no longer a secret to anyone, right? When this small bubble or small market, you can call it whatever you like, starts getting pumped up by such a huge global economy, and when even just 10% or 20% or even 50% of the world's economic capital moves into the cryptocurrency market, just imagine what numbers Bitcoin will reach. And you'll be able to understand, based on clear calculations, how much everything will be worth. And of course, you'll start to view this market in a completely different way. We can also recall how during the pandemic, the cryptocurrency market made a big, powerful leap. Why did this happen? It's all very simple. People were stuck at home, looking for alternative ways to earn money, and of course, searching for ways to transfer funds. And during this time, many people discovered crypto. A lot of capital flowed into crypto, and that's why there was such a huge, tremendous growth. While banks and financial institutions that operate offline were shutting down, cryptocurrency allowed transactions to be made in just a few minutes or even seconds from anywhere in the world with a fee of only $1 or $2, or sometimes no fee at all. Convenient, fast, simple. No one controls you. No one can block your funds, and your money is completely under your own control. It's cool, it's convenient, and people want this. And what people wanted was exactly decentralization instead of centralization, where you manage your own money without outside authorities who can easily freeze your balance and decide how much cash you can withdraw, how much you can transfer, or what currency you can buy. Now we are on the verge, on the threshold of a time when everything is developing much more rapidly and intensely. Especially with the arrival of ChatGPT and artificial intelligence. I think many people have already appreciated it, started using it in their lives, and can either guess or clearly see on a broad global scale where artificial intelligence might lead. And it's an amazing assistant that will simply eliminate a huge number of professions and take away many jobs. Artificial intelligence offers tremendous opportunities in this world, in this market, right? It eliminates many problems and allows you to obtain information and prepare it for various purposes, learning, sharing knowledge, and many other things at a speed dozens or even hundreds of times faster. But at the same time, artificial intelligence actually demands a new financial system, and it is already ready. Instant payments, direct access to your own money. This is what is called decentralization, when there is no central authority, and all of this, of course, is crypto. Banks are unable to cope with modern challenges. Inflation eats away at savings, but crypto is transparent, instantaneous, and of course, global. That is why crypto is not just an asset, but the artery of the new global world economy. It doesn't require borders, operates 24/7, and of course has no intermediaries, and is accessible to anyone right from a mobile phone. So yes, I believe that cryptocurrency is the place where you can not only preserve your money, but also significantly grow it, especially during a crisis. If you're watching this video, then the new era of electronic money has already begun. And now let's move on to the review of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and BNB. So let's proceed to the overview of the cryptocurrency market. As usual, we'll start by looking at Bitcoin and the Bitfinex exchange. Today's review will be fairly brief. I'll give you the key levels and share my opinion on the current overall situation in the market. As usual, we start the review with the monthly time frame on the Bitfinex exchange and simply look at the candlesticks. In 2021, the level was around 66,000, up to about $70,000. That was the peak of the major global rally in 2021, right? After that, there was a correction, and then this level was tested once again. It was almost broken through on the first attempt, but there was no consolidation. So for about 6 months, yes, there was accumulation happening here so that the market could gather strength and move further up. We saw a breakout and we saw strong consolidation. After that, the market grew by about 65% from our previous major peak, right? From the previous, or rather our global maximum, what do we see in this case when we open our chart? What do we have with Fibonacci? Fibonacci shows us that the 100, 0 level and the 1.618 value on the Fib are such a key important level, yes, which has been broken for now, and it seems we are consolidating, but we need to watch this closely. Why do we need to watch closely? The RSI is overheated, and I can see that it's already showing the beginnings of a divergence, at least on the weekly time frame. On the monthly time frame, we have a double top forming, and there's a bend. That's what makes me cautious, right? Now I'll try to explain what you need to pay attention to in order to make one decision or another. I'll be speaking specifically for myself, what I see and how I plan to act. So what do I understand here? The monthly time frame closed, and it closed above $100,000. This is a positive sign. The month is strong, the time frame is important, and well, it's more significant than the weekly and especially the daily. That's why it's a positive sign. But I repeat, the RSI is overheated. And if we switch to the weekly time frame, we have key levels here. I showed them in previous videos. $100,000 is an important psychological level. A mark, yes, that was overcome with difficulty. And now if we consolidate below the Fibonacci 1.618 or below $100,000 on the weekly time frame, the level around 69 to 70,000 acts as a magnet right here, yes? When we broke through the level on Bitcoin that had been forming since 2021, there was significant accumulation here. I also mentioned in previous videos that after a breakout, a retest is necessary. We didn't do a full retest. We only touched these upper wicks with this wick, and even then, we didn't quite reach them. I can't say whether this is a good or bad sign, but ideally, yes, a global asset should always return to the level from which it started to test it and determine whether it is now a support level for us or not. Therefore, if we consolidate below $100,000, the magnet will be around $70,000, $65,000, roughly this level. If there is no consolidation, then everything above $100,000, $102,000, the magnet for us becomes the zone around $155,000. And of course, after that, even higher. But for now, we won't look any further above that. That's why it's important to watch this particular level in case of consolidation. What does consolidation mean? It's when the candle, the body of the candle, not the wick. Right here, this is the wick. The body of the candle will be fixed below $100,000. In that case, the chances increase significantly to come down here to $70,000. Given what's happening in the world right now, and considering that such strong downward movements usually occur in the summer, it's possible, yes, for now, because I'm looking at these candles with some doubt and I feel that something is off here and the market doesn't want to move further. That's why I'm starting to have doubts that Bitcoin will go higher from its current levels. But again, these are just doubts. If you look at the chart objectively, without emotions, the chart clearly shows there is a consolidation level, which means the magnet is right here. If there is no consolidation, the magnet is over here. So we need to watch the level closely. Trading is a theory of probability, not some exact science, right? So trading is always a theory of probability. And it's important to understand that. We add risk management to this, and that's what we call trading. That's why I've shown the important levels here. Watch closely. Of course, if there is an escalation in terms of military action, say, involving Iran, Israel, and so on, that could certainly have an impact. And the market could be dumped down to these levels. But this won't be some kind of critical sign. And this $70,000 zone, if it holds, and I believe there is a 90% chance it will 11 if the price drops to this level, it will be an excellent buying opportunity, because from a technical analysis perspective, it would actually make sense to test this level. And a return to it could happen either from above, yes, in any case, we'll come back to the $70,000 marker from the current levels. But if we reach the 70,000 zone sooner, then the chances will increase significantly. To reach approximately 250,000 in this particular Bitcoin growth cycle, that's why we're watching this closely. So now it's time to determine the winner. Who guessed or predicted the closest or most accurate price for Bitcoin? At the time of recording this video, Bitcoin is around $104,500. Let's go ahead and check who our winner is, who was the first to leave a comment. And of course, we'll reach out to this person and make sure to send them the funds. In this video, you can also leave your comments following the same rules. Each user can post up to 3 comments. Try to guess the exact or approximate price of Bitcoin. Whoever comes closest to the price will receive $50, 50 USDT from us to their personal wallet. Take part and give others a chance to win as well. Let's watch our previous video. And 104,500, who is just closest to us? I congratulate this person on everything and for everyone. Here is option number 1, 105,000 in Bitcoin. I believe this comment is the winner and deserves the prize. We will definitely get in touch with you. You will send us your wallet address and we will send you the funds. Thank you very much for participating in our giveaway. We look forward to your future comments. Ethereum is currently also in a strong support zone. If Bitcoin goes down, of course, it will also drag Ethereum down with it. Here I see that there are a lot of wicks, yes, which are now forming on the sell side. I also see a divergence here, which has formed, yes. It's clearly visible here. You can see the candles here. The bars are rising while the RSI is falling here. Therefore, this is another sign that there could be a corrective move in Ethereum. In this case, yes, we might revisit the area around 1,900, or perhaps once again drop to about 1,900 or even 1,700. This scenario will be confirmed if there is a close below approximately 2,400 by a candle, or ideally below 2,300. In that case, a move to 1,900 and possibly even 1,800, somewhere in that zone, becomes very, very likely. But again, this is only a corrective move, which will contribute to the further continuation of the uptrend. That's what concerns the downside scenario. It's also important to keep an eye on this level. If the level of around 2,800 holds and the candle closes above this value, 2,800, 2,850, if a bar closes above that, then accordingly, the area around 4 zero becomes a magnet for the price. And 4.0 is a very attractive level. Overall, Ethereum looks much, much stronger than Bitcoin because, as I told you, yes, last year Bitcoin already performed very well and it will definitely continue to grow. But in terms of big gains like Ethereum, if you look at it from a investment or speculation perspective, I don't think Bitcoin will show results like that. But Ethereum will perform very well since it is currently at the lows of 2019. The years 2019 and 2020. So I believe that was the bottom for Ethereum against Bitcoin, which is why any correction will definitely be bought up by us here, whatever it may be. So regarding Ethereum and Bitcoin, I've explained my view. And this corrective movement could be due to the summer period and, of course, because of the military actions, which right now are unpredictable and it's unclear what will happen next. That's why it's important to keep an eye on this because it does have an impact on the market as well. BNB to USDT. With BNB, the situation here is, you could say, a masterpiece. There's been massive accumulation, as I've mentioned, since 2021. And the area around $700, if it holds above that level, it will break out and head straight to 1,000 and then roughly $1,500. And I see the peaks of this growth for BNB even this year at around $2,300. If it consolidates below $580, BNB could drop to around $450 to $430. But I don't see it going any lower than that. If that does happen, we would be more than happy to buy up this asset, of course. Those are my thoughts. Because the situation is getting a bit tense right now in terms of military actions, military operations, yes, due to what's happening between Israel and Iran, the market could, of course, go into a correction this summer. That's what I'm thinking. But again, it's important to keep an eye on the levels because the levels play a key role. That's it. So our review is coming to an end. Thank you very much for your attention. Share your opinion regarding these actions. Do you think they will lead to a worsening of the market situation? Will it actually decline? Or will there be a massive surge precisely during some new wave of news or direct actions? Thank you again for watching this episode. Stay in touch and goodbye.